So, that's what my feet be doing most of the time when I'm recording. But, yeah, I'm gonna title this one Get Down or Lay Down. And, that's what they've been trying to, that's the pressure they've been trying to put on me. And so, yeah, it's Get Down or Lay Down. Real, the sun keeps coming out, but I'm gonna try to go ahead and thug it out because it's feeling real hot out here. I can go sit over there in the shade, but I just don't feel like doing all that. I want like this angle right here. Y'all can see some of the cars over there. Well, they ain't coming right now, but yeah, get down or lay down. What's the topic? So first thing I guess I want to talk about is it is that infamous day, July 13th. I mean, it's good for me. It's peaceful for me. Thank God for that. But it was the infamous day where I asked God for resolve. Like I woke up that morning and I asked God, please resolve this. And it was about a situation slash relationship. Like some days it could be a situationship, some days it could be a relationship that I was involved in. And that person had physically left, but spiritually I still felt some things regarding them, like that it was not over, and I hadn't been told by them that it was over. I was told by them some of the same things that I had been told by them during our 8-9 year relationship. So, um, you know, you get to a point where either that person lies so much or cross wires so much that okay, just cause he's saying that don't mean that it's this or whatever. But even that, with that said, he didn't even say that. There was a lot of other stuff that he was confirming with me and telling me about this, kind of in a roundabout way, about this person that he was involved with now. And I know I'm saying it casually, like it's okay for him to be involved with somebody else, but truth is you can't control anybody. You can't, make somebody stop doing something that, is upsetting to you, especially that has to do with them. Now, if they're doing it directly to me, like if he was like physically abusing me or anything like that, I could definitely block or, hit back or whatever. But in this regard, it wasn't that. It was you being involved with somebody else. And I can either go get involved with somebody else too and do tick for tat and be spiteful, or I can thug it out, stay with you through it, or, I can just choose to leave peacefully or whatever. And so, yeah, it just, that one option, just going to hop up under another person just to get past that, I'm not finna do. So, um, yeah, I just I don't get down like that. I didn't choose to do that. I have done that before, especially when I was younger and immature, and in a previous relationship, not the relationship with him. But I did that before, and I regretted it because it got me in a bit of it. It tried to get me caught up in a bit of a sticky situation, a situation that I was connected to for longer than I wanted to be. Ooh, that breeze feels so good. That breeze rustles through them trees like that. And I know that that's not me blowing my wind, my breath, my air through the trees. That ain't nothing but God. It's just a reminder that He created all of this. He's the only one that can make them trees bend and sway, all that like that or whatever. But yeah, back on topic. I mean, he is the topic. Excuse me, but yeah, let me make them trees start swaying even harder. Yeah, so let that wind blow. Anyway, that's why my screen be shaking a little bit because I be having some anxiety about stuff and excitement about, just even speaking on these matters or whatever. Just letting it come out of my gates, out of my mouth gates, so I can get some relief, continue healing for that nature. But yeah, so I didn't utilize that option to go hop up under somebody else. I just wanted to chill and really wanted to continue to grow and thrive and all of that. But it's like he threw a twist in it, and then when I did address him about the stuff, it was like, oh, that's, he literally said, that's like I really got receipts and stuff where I can show, you know, emails that was sent that was like, that's you messing up And that's the second time that I heard that from somebody that I've been in a relationship with. This is their shit. I don't get why people describe their things, maybe possessions, maybe something of value to them as shit. So, you know, I guess that right there just lets me know I don't rock with it. I can't get with it. Now shit is shit. Like like it's something that I don't value. It's something. Just keeping it real. It's what I flush down the toilet. I don't want to see it again. So you know I don't know. They make it like that's mine. I own it and I want it. Okay, well have at it. You can have shit. You can have bullshit. You can have all that. I guess. And I just leave it at that. If that's what you choose. And that goes back to just being careful with your word choice or whatever. But and some people say it out of ignorance, and some people say it knowing well what they mean or what its meaning is. But yeah, I just try to be careful. So the other person that did that was the one who described my daughter as this my shit. You know, when she was born, he was locked up. To me, seemed like God removed him without even me knowing, asking, praying, or anything. I mean, I stayed in prayer, but I didn't necessarily ask for that because we was going through some very tumultuous stuff. Like he was definitely abusing me. I was definitely being violent towards him, and whatever. But and then when I was 7 months pregnant, I got the memo that he was locked up for, and it was gonna be a year and some change. And yeah, I felt my sadness because I'm like, dang. But before that, we had went through some stuff where um, we had an incident and it just got crazy, and so you know, that's not me. That's not how I choose to respond to stuff. But it's what happened, and it got crazy, and I didn't realize, I guess, the seriousness of it. And I just now looking back, I just looked at it like, dang, that was God removing him away from me. And, you know, and I continue to maintain my freedom and stuff and walk around out here. Removing him from me, or even giving me a chance to go ahead and get on with my life or whatever, but definitely didn't have to experience the physical abuse and stuff. But during that time, you know, I guess I'm not gonna say he latched back on me. I had missed him and thought about him too, and we kind of got back close during that time because it's like, okay, you can sit down and you can listen, you can hear me now. There ain't nothing you could do now. Mind you, he could hang up them damn prison penitentiary calls or whatever, and I can't call back. And he did and tried that stuff. And I guess that's to try to maintain some type of control or whatever. Or maybe he felt like he was being disrespected and that's just what it is. But for the most part, he had to sit down and listen and hear from me, and had to wait till I came to visit, had to wait till I sent letters or pictures and put money on the phone and stuff like that. And he has acknowledged that. And I asked myself, you know, when you did get locked up, who was there bringing your child to you? That I really didn't have to. I really could have went off and just made a lot of moves or whatever. But I'm about family experiences. I even tried to be cordial and stuff with his relatives that was, of course, still on the outside or whatever. But you know, it just didn't work like that. Now we remained in contact, but it was real. Even that got crazy or whatever. But yeah, um, he acknowledged, oh, it was you, and you know, he called me by name or whatever, or the short name that they call me. But yeah, he acknowledged, yeah, it was you. But that was his word, but his actions to this day, it doesn't show that. He's still excluding me from my daughter's life and not encouraging her to reach out to me and have that relationship with me. I'm gonna say seemingly. I don't really have the facts or anything to prove that, except I've heard, you know, maybe he just didn't know how to encourage her or care. But you know, it boils down to it. So it's like you don't care to encourage. You don't mind keeping a daughter, a female, away from her mother, who's free, who's got her other children. So I'm not unfit. um, you know, that means to me it's spiteful, it's mean, it's nasty. So continues to let me know it's some nasty people out here. And yeah, I'm the type. I like nastiness dealt with. I like it dealt with at the root though, so it won't continue to keep on springing up and happening over and over, and don't let the cycle continue. So, you know, I'm trusting God with the results of that. Even on this day, I'm asking again for resolve and results, and get it at the root. I really get it at the root. And the last time I asked that, it got real ugly for me. So whether it was just the evil spiritual powers, so it was just like, oh yeah, she trying to get rid of us for real. I was like, oh, we about to get her ass. And that's how I felt. Because what happened, shortly after that was, it was like felt like a devastation. So I'm just like, but God still brought me through it. I'm still, feeling like I'm still trying to wade through it, but I'm here recording, getting to speak my piece. I almost want to say I don't know for how long, but at this point it's not that I don't care how long. It's just you just gotta trust God. The Bible says it's appointed for every man to die, and so it is what it is. But yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't finish that scripture. I don't know it fully. It didn't slip me or whatever, but it is another part to that scripture. I don't want nobody to think that's just where it ends. That's not. Please do your research, study to show yourself approved, all that good stuff. But yeah, so he's kept my daughter away from me. Today is the 13th of July, 2021, and she is 13, and it happened right before she was 13, and he told me he was going to give me until before her 13th birthday and all that, and he said all that, and I didn't, like, receive it, and I didn't really, like, comprehend it or anything, because how are you going to do that? What are you going to do? What's your intention? But truth is, he had somebody on the other end helping him. Somebody that had gotten close to me, that first they appeared to be enemies, or they just didn't like each other. And my thing about it is, I didn't care whether they were enemies or not, because that's not what I'm trying to do, especially given how everything happened. My connection to the first one, he sought after me and, kept on approaching me. My connection to the other one, I went to him, and I didn't even have to keep on approaching him. He gladly took the invite, or I don't want to call it bait, because I don't see myself as bait, but if it was bait, he gladly took the bait. But yeah, so I'm just like, with the other one, with the one that sought after me, you seek after somebody, then you need to respect them. You don't need to be mistreating them, and that's what happened in that. So it was like, okay, it came to a point where God removed me, and he gave me chance after chance to get away from you. It was even a time when I guess I wasn't listening and hearing God clearly, and I still did what I wanted to do regarding that person or trying with this person, and it just got ugly, and it was like, okay, that was a clear indication. It's time to go. It's been time to go, but it's definitely time to go. And I left, and we left it at that. And I rolled on out with my own separate way, because if not, then something bad was definitely going to happen, something worse than what was already happening, and what was already happening was bad. So I went on, and then with the second person, I basically sought after them, um and got to him, and then when I got to him, I didn't mistreat him. I didn't, what I'm saying, I didn't do none of that. My thing I did do is not include everybody that they were close to or connected to, and I didn't care. And it's like, to this day, I still don't care. Like, I would do that all over again. Even given what I've been through, I would do it all over again. And it hurt me, it upset me, all the stuff that I've been through, all the shots that was taken, and all the, oh, these such and such gonna come before you always, and it's like, okay, well, that's how you feel. I know that I signed up for this, in a sense, as much as I know that I did, and I gotta deal with the good and the bad that come along with it. I gotta deal with your feelings about it, your actions about it, or whatever. But until it came to a point where, like I said, last year on this day, I asked God for resolve, and I'm like, this time I'm like, okay, I don't need this person to make it clear to me. I need God to make it clear to me. Um, God did something, and honestly, I'm not even still sure that I'm clear, because I still have, like, I'm gonna just say it seems like residue or things that try to still show up. But I think that was God. It's just like, okay, you got a decision to make, what you gonna do. And this time I was just like, for one, I was called, strongly called to take a stand on one side or the other. And at this point in today, I have chosen, well, given that person ain't even been back around me, I've definitely chosen, steer clear, stay away. the only thing is, the connection is I still have children with this person. So, and this person is still contributing in some form or fashion. Not, not spending time with our children and things like that, not communicating with me, but still contributing. Oh, it looks like it's about to be a storm out here. The sun and all that, and the dark clouds. Yeah, it looks like it's about to be a storm soon. I guess it is. I checked the weather, but I don't know what it said when I last looked at it. But yeah. So what happened on that day last year is just it was still, by appearances, it was still confusing, but it's like, to me, I feel like you got a decision to make, and this is what it is. It's a tough decision, seemingly a tough decision, but I'm just trusting God that I make the right decision. And my decision today is like, steer clear of that person, move on with my life, go on. I still have love for, at times I still love, come up in me for that person. Of course, I got children with you, so how can I not? But me personally, because everybody that have children with you do not have that love for you. They just have another agenda. But yeah, so how can I not? And I think people have definitely taken advantage of my genuine love and care for people. Like, I don't let everybody get close to me, but when I do, I love, like, I guess you can describe it as like anybody else. I love, I feel feelings of sometimes hatred or whatever, or just disgust or whatever. I feel all those emotions that other people feel, but my love trumps everything. When I love you, I love you. I'm rocking with you. I'm loyal. And so I don't know if that person just couldn't take that or whatever. Never sat down and had the conversation. What it appears to me is that they go after people that can offer them material things and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be, or who can, even comfort. I'm not gonna say everything that they go after is something bad, but whether it's comfort or whether it's something familiar to them. And like I said, I never had the conversation with them to get the details and get clarity, and they just kind of left me on what they call let you on read, and you just don't understand. And so to me, that means, oh, let me just, I don't want to end it too bad because I want to keep the door open just in case I ever have to. And I'm just like, no, I got to make the decision for you. I feel even God empowered me in the years before, to say, okay, it's time to close the door. And this person had mentioned before, why is the door always open? And I'm like, what? Like, I don't even talk like that. Like, if you dealing with somebody, why would you close the door on them? I just didn't understand it. So some of the things that they asked me just kind of indicated either something that they've already been through an experience, where I guess closed doors or whatever the case may be after such and such happened. But I had already made it up in my mind, and I didn't really tell anybody else. But between me and God, I'm gonna stick this out. I don't want to jump into another relationship with nobody. I definitely don't want to give my body to anybody else, having more kids with anybody else. This is why I got more kids. This is why I got two of my children with the same person. I felt like I was making progress and doing good with myself. So that's what that was. And so, and then of course, not to mention just generational curses. I mean, not to really put people's business out there, but I have a mother uh, who had my dad. That's one baby daddy. Then my sister's dad. That's another baby daddy. And then you got a husband. And then of course you have children with him. So you got basically, in essence, three baby daddies, if you want to call it that. But two baby daddies and a husband. And I just didn't want to do that because it's spreading your seed, dividing your seed. Although I love my siblings, I don't get to see them. Um, I don't communicate with them. They probably feel the pull or whatever, as far as we got to choose our mom over our sibling or whatever. But in my case, honey, my daughter ain't choosing. I mean, she ain't got a sibling to choose, but she's choosing, her other parent over. I don't want to say it like that, but that's what it seems like. Choosing her other parent and her other side of the family over me at all. So that's why I'm like, wait a minute. Well, why did it happen like this for me, where everybody else chose her, and then even in my own household, seems like I'm highly despised and disregarded or whatever. And so, it's crazy. So yeah, I just didn't want that. And even now, what my boys have to deal with regarding their sister not being here, who they've always known, who's always been here, or if she was gone, she came back. She did used to go visit and stuff like that, but she always came back. But this time she didn't come back. So, that upsets me about that even starting up. So why would I want to move on and have another, and I do. I still desire children, and I might get emotional and start crying on this one because I really love having children. I love my children. I love them with a passion, and I love being a mother. But, you know, I feel like I'm at a stuck place because the person that I really wanted to deal with and continue on with, they went on, and even to an extent, had and allowed somebody to call me and inform me that they had children with this person. That's never been cleared up or shown with me, and I didn't go digging or trying to see because it's just that serious to me. Like, I really don't want to break my own heart by seeing. They say you go looking, you go find. But I really didn't want that to be true, and I sometimes probably think if I don't go looking and see it with my eyes, then it ain't gonna be true. But that was in the past. Now today, I don't really, I don't really care. I mean, I care to the extent that if there's more children, that's gonna affect my children that we already have, and they haven't met any siblings and things like that or whatever. They haven't been around any new kids, so somebody got some explaining to do, and just glad it ain't me. But at the same time, it's like, dang, man, that's what I chose. I do feel like that's what I chose for y'all. I did not mean to do that. I chose a whore of a father that was gonna go out here and keep on. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do feel like the reason why he continued on that type of path is because he had different people that was influencing him, people that were so familiar, people that he probably considered his loved ones. I don't know how he looked at them. Shit, he might have hated them, but he still let them influence him into doing certain stuff. So I don't feel like this decision and these happenings was made on his own. He had what you call quote unquote handlers or whatever, and they handled his ass right on into that. Now, can I say this that's a better situation for him than what was here? I don't know. Seemingly, and it's been shown to me and what I'm experiencing, that's what it is. It's better for him because ain't nobody really staying nowhere, and they can leave. They free to go unless you being held hostage. But yeah, ain't nobody really staying nowhere that is not a good place for them. I think it is about to rain. I'm gonna have to go in and finish this in there. Dang, it's about to rain something big. I'm about to see if somebody can bring me an umbrella because I don't want to go in. Hey, can you look behind the chair and bring my umbrella? 'Cause I don't want to go in. But yeah, all of that. I had to say all that to continue with my point. My daughter's gone. Still missing her. This person is now trying to operate, I guess, and do things legit and trying to do it under my name. Her dad is trying to operate and do it under things that I've already established and I did regarding our child. And I'm not trying to be a hater, but I don't want my good name messed up. What good name I do have left messed up because you're not accustomed to doing things legit, and I don't want you using my name. You, to me, as a man, you're supposed to lead by example. You're supposed to have those things in order. But as far as to re-enroll my child in a school where I don't want my child at, and basically it's under records and stuff that I sent in, then also oh yeah, make a dentist appointment, which are all good things. Enrolling your child in school and making dentist appointments, awesome. But you're not going to do it under somebody else's name. You're going to sign the paperwork for yourself, put your name, put your address and stuff like that, and prove that you have an address for your child. I have an address, and you know what I'm saying, and really, she really still resides here. She's just not physically here. So, that right there just upsets me about that. And you ain't communicating with me saying, what do I need to do, this, that, and the third. You taking it upon yourself, doing it on your own. And you're doing it as if I'm not even alive. You're not even just doing it like I'm not fooling with you. And I'm not. I'm going to be honest, I'm not fooling with him. Because he haven't came correct and he haven't came respectful. But also, even if he does, I don't even see myself. I see myself forgiving and continuing to move on. And that's what the topic is today too, regarding get down or lay down. Hold on, because I got these walkie-talkies to contact them. Did you get my umbrella yet? So yeah, it just seemed like it's been stopped anyway. But yeah, get down or lay down. It's like, basically, if you don't mess with me, then, you ain't really going to be successful at all. So it's like, I choose success, but I don't choose the world's success. I choose the way that God will I can't even front, even allow me to be successful. Not even necessarily, I'm just gonna keep it real, where maybe I'm back at that I shouldn't be. What God will allow me, not even, sometimes I don't really choose His perfect will, because I feel like now, after God done pulled me down so much, I'm at a place where it's just tough. It's tough. You try to pull me into corruption and stuff like that, and now it's hard for me, but that's not to say that I can't. That's not to say that it's not possible. I would encourage anybody that if it's possible for you to choose God's perfect will, continue to. Thanks. Don't get in front of this camera, because I don't want you to go that way. Yeah, it was. It started raining a little, but then it must have slowed down. So I'm just gonna have it just in case. Thank you. She just got to question me like it's not even here. But that's how it is. That's how it happens. You can appear not to be something and it really is, or it really just was, or make you look like a liar and all that. And that's kind of what I've been dealing with in my life. Like, one minute it really appears like what it is, then it appears as what it ain't, and then, it just was that, but now it's not. And that can tire a person out. It's exhausting, and it's like you're going in circles. You ain't never trying to truly progress and be truly successful the way that God designed us to be successful. So anyway, so with all that said, yeah, daughter is being enrolled and all that stuff and certain stuff. I'm being left out, and this has happened before in a similar manner where they had put my daughter in a camp. I didn't know where she was at. They wouldn't give me no information. It was him and his mom, and that's fine that you got a team, but y'all don't team up and come against me as her mother, is what I'm saying. That's the point I'm making. Like, that's not right, period. But it has been allowed, it has been permitted, so it's like God haven't intervened, haven't done anything, haven't brought my daughter back home, so I'm just sitting here like, dang, maybe it's something that I need to learn from it. And so what was I getting ready to say? But yeah, what I am saying is, you're not going to operate off my name. Until I'm clear and I know what's going on, and you include me, you're not going to operate off my name, period. And, and what happened in that incident where she was going to camps, and you had my daughter sitting outside in the heat. I don't mind kids being outside, but you need to make sure that the parent knows, I don't know who that was, or school bus, but that the parent knows exactly where their child is. Their parent's still alive, still breathing. So it's basically like you trying to take something from me. And see, he referred to her as his shit. I can almost refer to her as my life. Like, that's my whole, just part of my whole life. A part of me. I'm an individual, so I'm not just giving somebody my whole life. But she's me. She's definitely an extension of me without me even trying to. So that's without. Um, yeah. It is what it is. So, doing that is crazy. I think you're crazy in the head for doing that. But hey, if you want to be crazy and operating crazy, you go right ahead. And to me, crazy is borderline diabolical or worse. And that's why I would tell people, I don't want a person crazy. I'm not diabolical. I'm not that. And people have even acknowledged you different. Don't nobody know how to really take you. Because I'm unique and I'm wonderfully and fearfully made, and that's what I believe about myself. I don't sit around and feel like I'm nothing, or I'm a failure, or, that I gotta cheat and all of this. I'm gonna just leave it at that. That's how I feel. That's the regard I have for myself, even with all that I've been through. And it's been some ugly stuff that really could make a person be down on themselves. So yeah, that whole get down or lay down notion, I don't appreciate it. I'm not with it. I'm not for it. I see something at least one or two reminders a day, maybe more, that let me know that's not what you need to choose. That's not what you have to choose for yourself. Now, granted, like I said, it's a lot of pressure that's making me strongly feel like I ain't got no choice. But that's not what I got to choose for myself. That's not how I was raised. That's not, what I'm saying? And granted, there's been some mistakes or whatever in the ways that I was brought up. But overall, from what I knew and what I know now, I don't know everything that went on behind people closed doors, but from what I knew, what I seen in my parents, my stepdad getting up, going to work every day, doing stuff legit, taking us to work, it wasn't nothing to hide. uh, um, and if it was, then it just wasn't kid friendly or kid appropriate, age appropriate for me. It was none of the business. So, and however, and if ever that ever come out, then it is what it is. But my mom went to work, and then was involved with my schooling and my school life to the point where she came and sat in class with me. When I got in trouble, it was embarrassing, but it was, hey, I don't want my mama sitting over here, let me get my act together. And then it was also when she worked in my counseling office at another school, so she was actively involved. And so now somebody's depriving me of those types of interactions and things. And so, I'm definitely called to go in prayer, stay in prayer, because I can't really, if I respond in a niggerish, and this is why I don't like nobody calling me a nigga or nothing like that in an ignorant type of way. Oh, I told y'all she was crazy. That's what it was, because that's what's been said about her. She's crazy, she's this, she's that, she's psycho, this, and the third. And it's so crazy that you can poke and prod at somebody, or you can throw rocks and hide your hands, and then when they bust you upside your head, oh, she crazy. No, she's not crazy. That's not crazy. That's okay. I might be emotional, like you playing with my emotions and did something stupid, but crazy is not how you describe me. But crazy is what you describe them as when you continue to play with somebody's children that really love their children and want the best for their children, want even better for themselves, for their children, than they had for themselves. So come again, please tell me where and how I'm supposed to be crazy, but you want to be in denial that you're not crazy. Okay. So yeah, this person have went around, him and his mom went around telling everybody that I'm crazy, but people haven't seen the incidences where they have responded and flipped out on me or whatever, and I still didn't call them crazy. But now at this point, when you have done this before, played with my child, and the reason why you finally had to come back that time was because you needed a Medicaid card. See, God can use something as small as a Medicaid card. And yeah, I could have took my daughter in and just was like, but I just went on and addressed the matter, and I was like, y'all just, after one, I was pregnant, so I'm going to use it to my benefit. I'm pregnant. Go ahead and keep her over there for right now, whatever. I'll talk to her later, whatever. But, I was, I had to attend to myself. So it was relief on me. With this situation, I'm kind of using it like that as well, but I would prefer my child be interacting with me all the time, every day. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. It ain't even necessarily got to be right here up under me because you are a teenager. Hey, that is what it is. But I prefer to be able to speak to you. I don't want to look on social media because I'm not the type of person that's going to look on social media and see everything and see your every move. Now, can I? And find out your location? Yep. But I ain't going to do nothing but piss myself off if I don't know where you at and this, that, and the third or whatever. And I ain't going to do nothing but cuss somebody out. So I'm just like, let me just chill. But, yeah, a Medicaid card. So you had to come back because she needed a Medicaid card. Y'all needed to take her to the doctor. And this is what happened, too. She's been sick since she's been over there. My child don't get sick. She ain't got sick when she was over here. And and there have been some like manifestations of something that showed up in her, and it happened, and it was on the same day that her dad came and did some damage and destruction to my property. So that lets you know right there, for those that know, you know what that is. And see, and I don't play in them type of games. And the Bible says, "Suffer not a witch to live." And people have called me witches and bitches and this, that, and that, whatever. But I don't own that title. I don't. That's not who I am. That's not what I am. And it's been a lot going on. It's been a lot of course, witchcraft, sorcery, and all this. And of course, when you know about these things, people don't like it. She's aware of what's going on, and it's gonna get out. This and the third. See, you can be afraid that it's gonna get out, but with me, you need to be more afraid that I'm gonna pray that God annihilates and get rid of all of it, because get it up at the root, uproot it, eradicate it, because that's just not how I get down. Period. Oh, I'm feeling like I gotta get in the shade now. I really do. So I'm gonna move a little bit. Whew. Hot. But yeah, I want to eradicate. sun just coming out, beaming. Uh-oh. That was that was an accident, my bad. I just told them that I'm doing all this moving, so yeah, I accidentally pressed all the buttons. I have to get to some shade because this right here ain't it. I'm in the same I'm in a shaded area. Oh, that's a little bit better. But yeah, I'll leave it down like that. I'll leave it like that. I ain't gonna go into too many details, of course, because it just will kind of more so reveal who I am, and I don't even fully know. See, sometimes God is so good to protect you from even knowing fully the power that He has given you, power over the enemy, might I say. And so, might I add. And so yeah, I just leave it at that. But I do. I seek to get works of darkness destroyed. Like I said, people have pulled me into it to where that lifestyle almost seems appealing. That's what you need to choose, and it's like, and it was reminded the power that I operate in, and God loves. They said God loves all of us, but like I had to respond to them. Okay, and some of us reject Him. That's it. It's just that simple. Some of you, and not us. I'm not including myself in the us because I love God. I'm thankful, and there's my moments where I'm like, Lord, I don't know what you got going on. Like even now, but I don't know what you got going on. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but I trust you. I have those uncertain moments or days even. But yeah, as far as just passing by looking at me, I wish I had a fit because yeah, I don't like people just staring all at me or whatever. Because I just feel like y'all not minding your business. Y'all not keeping your eyes on the road. That's how people get hit. That's how accidents happen. Too busy looking to the left and the right, not looking straight ahead. You can take that spiritual, you can take that natural, but yeah, that's how you get distracted. Stop worrying about what somebody else got going on. I ain't saying don't be aware of your surroundings, but you turning on the road, you need to be looking straight ahead on that road. So anyway, so with that, yeah, I had just watched a YouTuber and I wasn't rooting for them, but I wasn't going against them. I definitely wasn't rooting for them to get together, get back together, whatever the case may be. Because there's just something about this one chick that I'm just like, I don't like her. I definitely don't like her tone. I don't like her mannerisms. I just be feeling like she's so rough around the edges. And if I had to say, it's only 1 to 2 things out of 10. Like, say that 9 out of 10. Oh, I'm rocking with you 9 out of 10. Or 10 out of 10. But it's only like 1 or 2 things that I can get with about her. And that's sometimes her mothering, her parenting, and having been in the spotlight and stuff, that she's still kind of grounded where she don't care about the fame and stuff like that. She still just want her kids to be able to just safely enjoy time at the park and stuff like that. She don't care about having having on, you got to have on these type of clothes, because every time you turn around, somebody gonna be taking a picture and you don't want nobody looking braggy. That means you don't want nobody talking about you and saying nothing bad. That's untenable. That's a lot to keep up with. Worrying about what somebody's gonna say every time you step out. That's just too much. So I'm with her on that. But the rest, I don't like it. And the dude keep mentioning, that she's like some type of witch, and that's why he can't be with another female. And it's like, what? For one, I don't feel like y'all should be bouncing around to different females, swapping off pH balances and stuff, because that's nasty. And I say that because of experience, because what people have done to me, and caused some ugly stuff to happen. But if you feel like that, and if you believe that she's a witch, and what the heck are you doing with her? You got to be the wizard, you got to be the warlock, you got to be the sorcerer then, because you just continue. You ain't. But now he's in a place where he's starting to pray, and he's starting to pray openly and online, and I think that's a wonderful thing. He's even trying to get him join hands with her, and she was really seemed reluctant, but she did it or whatever. And some people can just do it just for show or whatever, but their heart not in it. But I don't know. I'm not gonna speak too much on their situation because I don't know. I just know what it appears to be. But it got me to thinking like, dang, they've been rocking together, rocking for 8, 9 years or whatever, and they got a little spat, then they got back together, and he's financially stable and successful, what it looks like or whatever. Now he have downsized in a couple of places the past couple of years, like, he went from a mansion to a different mansion to a smaller house. It's not really a mansion, but it's it's a house, which I think ain't nothing wrong with it, as long as it's got enough room for you and your kids, your family, or whatever. You don't have to go big, but if you was going to invest in anything, I do think that you would be smart enough to invest in a place that's your kids will be able to inherit and stuff like that, and not clothes and jewelry and stuff like that. But not that they can't take those things and make some money from that, but yeah, that's just my thought process. But anyway, it ain't my money, it ain't in my bank account. But it got me to thinking like, dang, man, they still rocking. And meanwhile, here I am connected to two knuckleheads that, I tried to rock with them and show them what loyalty is, and they went out here and did some other stuff. And that's both of them, because I wasn't I can be a problem, but I wasn't the problem. I wasn't the problematic one. Was the one that initiates stuff, initiate and be the aggressor. I was the one who will respond to you. I will kind of give you the opposite and maybe equal reaction, and you ain't gonna like it because you're gonna feel like I did you dirty. You're gonna feel like, emphasis on feel, and then it's gonna make you forget that you're the one that started it. And I don't play the game, but if I do, baby, I'm gonna play to win. I'm gonna try to play better than you, so to speak. But that's why I just don't play it, because it's like, y'all don't want this type of competition. And I say that confidently. I don't say that arrogantly. And one thing about it, I hope this chick is not riding past my house or whatever. And see, that's another thing. When you're dealing with somebody and you get involved, all your information, if they coming back and forth between you and that person, you get to find out information on them, they find out information on you, and you putting everybody in danger. And see, if something pop off at my house or whatever, because somebody on their bullshit, oh Lord, I just pray that God send all the angels that breathe. Yes, Lord. That God send all the angels, dispatch all the angels, everybody's angels. Let me borrow y'all angels, because it's gonna take all of them, to keep me from responding, and where it's gonna be a place where y'all gonna be like, oh yeah, she cursed, and because I'm just trying to tell you, like, and from what I learned, if somebody was like getting the upper hand on me or something like that, pick up something and knock them out. You ain't got no gun, you ain't got no weapon to send through, you better make one. Pick up something and knock them out. Sure will. And so, baby, I'm talking about, I have used, yeah, I ain't gonna self-incriminate, but these fists is just not necessarily all that there is to it. So please don't. I don't like to be tested, but I'm saying that because I see cars and stuff riding by, and sometimes I know the tag number or whatever, and I just don't never know if that's gonna be that pull up. You're gonna try to have some pull up game and try to wild out, and I'm gonna have to show you why. I just sat tight, stayed to myself, didn't bother you, baby. You riding the same penis that I once had. Okay, baby, have at it, have fun, because I'm not gonna fight you over no penis, not no community property. None of that, whether he chose to make himself some community property or whether somebody else just highly influenced. I'm not going to do that. But when you disrespect me, my household, my children, and that person have already went past disrespecting my children and me, that's when it's an issue. So my thing is, you already been across the line. And I didn't, well, the first time you crossed the line, first time reaching out to me, you crossed the line, and baby, it was 2 years later before I was basically on your ass. And so, I'm entitled that I have patience. And yes, I will. If the opportunity presents itself, that's your ass. That's your ass. That's your whoever else. Sometimes I consider Lil Wayne a prophet when he be like, something about army guns, got to somebody, whether it's goons, they messed up, and thinking about your son and daughter run, like, I be like, he is speaking prophetically, and I'm not saying that. Please do not jump on the bandwagon and say, oh, she claimed Lil Wayne is a prophet. No, I be feeling like, I ain't stupid now.